And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, individual reads are back up and open, so if interested, message or email me directly. Link is on main. What are we looking at in this round of reads today, Scorpio? I'm really liking this. Sun is shining bright out right now. It's going to be your career read for the month of February. And granted, we are more closer to the end. Sorry, there are many things that came up at the earlier part of the month, but it is my due diligence to get this done. Career read as in labor and efforts that amount not only in monetary reward, but also other things that feed us back as well. And those aren't always monetary. Just keep that in mind. So, as a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to purposefully misguide you and mislead you. That's not why I do everything that I do for all 12 signs each month. Trust me, that's really not the purpose. We sit down and lay out all our cards on the table. And good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. So following me in your read today, Scorpio, your career read for the month of February. And yeah, see what the cards say. We're going to do a past, present, future layout, starting with the past orientation. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Scorpio in this career read. What are the cards we need for us to see, please, for Scorpio in their career read today? Okay, Six of Wands, victory and recognition. How so? What are we trying to... Okay, so Seven of Pentacles coming out. Why invest into that? Devil, card of Capricorn. Okay. Two things can be true at once, I guess. Here's why I'm saying this. You have the Six of Wands, the recognition of victory, the efforts that I put in. Wow, this person is such a hard worker. They really got that job done, etc. And accepting, the murkiness and part of that process, that Seven of Pentacles, hey, this is what it is. We got to push and get through it. And then the Devil coming out. Now, the Devil is one of the, I would say, big three cards that get some of the worst rap in tarot. It's the Devil, Death, and the Tower. The Devil here being heart of the matter, truth of the matter. The Devil is one of the most honest cards in the deck. It's just honest about the things we don't like about ourselves. Having that underneath those two cards, my question for you, Scorpio, becomes, if it works, then why don't you feel happy about it, right? There's this idea that we should feel grateful and the recognition of, wow, you pulled off something really good. This is something that, hey, this is part of the process, and people, enjoy your drive and determination, and you still feel empty about it. There's almost no reward or no good grasp of just how this impacted you, let alone how you should truly feel. So there's this idea of gratitude through labor and recognition versus, am I actually valued? And what you're telling yourself, and this is the part that I'm kind of, tense about even as your reader, is that you're calling yourself ungrateful because people are lauding your abilities, but you're still left to ask, well, do they actually see me, or do they only see how I benefit them? Right. So instead of having that, more open form of discussion where it's like, yo, it didn't have to be like this, but hey, I got it done anyways. Can you throw me a bone here? Right. Instead of that, it's been internalized as, oh, I guess my value is only getting us to next quarter. I guess my value only is, everybody thinking that I'm the miracle worker rather than just saying, no, this could have been avoided. I really put a lot of work into this. And now I'm just seen as, what do you call it? the switch hitter, the ace on the team, right? If I could use the sports reference, the person who can always be called on just to save the day, and that's nice, but that only repeats the same exact internal challenge and monologue I'm having of you only value me because I saved your butts. And it doesn't make me feel any better, even though you're trying to laud me with praise and anything and all things else. It doesn't get me anywhere. And now I feel as though I'm being ungrateful because I'm being able to point out the obvious a lot. There's a reason why that feeling is sitting with you, Scorpio. That's what I'm trying to spell out here. Let's see your present orientation. Show us cards that we need to see, please, for Scorpio in this reading. What is held in the here and now? The present orientation for Scorpio in this read today. In the present, Judgment. Okay, now the skies are watching. What's the lesson to be had here? Nine of Pentacles. Individuation factors, autonomy and freedom. How so? Ooh, that's the challenge, isn't it? The Five of Swords. Here, fives are always cards of conflict. Swords being, that internal dialogue that we have for ourselves of, am I doing this right? Am I doing too much? Am I self-sabotaging? That kind of feeling. We already established how we truly feel, even though we're trying to suppress it. That came out with the Devil in your past orientation. In your present, well, now let's let our demons out and play. The Nine of Pentacles indicates, basically the autonomy of the self, the prowess in your station. You are very skilled at what you're doing, and you're kind of separating yourself from the pack. Now, the question is, with Judgment, what is the lesson to be had here? You already got the feeling in the past. Let me spell it out for you, Scorpio. You already got in the feeling in the past that this was not, a good pattern of recognition, at least from how you assessed it of, hey, I shouldn't just be valued because I can save all your butts. I should be valued because what I do is good, and based off of reciprocity and giving back to me, that you should value me for more than just my labor. Like, I didn't have to do all this, and now it's just like, okay, do more. Right. And I know you didn't want it to go in that direction, but that's what it seems like it's going in, Scorpio, for you. So the Five of Swords, a new answer has come up. We now feel less bad about the conclusion that we came to, but we're left with a choice. Do we separate and just say, yeah, I can do better than this. I really need to leave here. Or do we stay and let things play out in their natural way that they have been, which is, oh no, Scorpio's going to save us again. Don't worry about it. We that's our guy. There is something going on right now that is presenting a unique challenge that's going to repeat this entire scenario all over again. This is not the kind of recognition that you want. It's like the only reward for the pie eating contest is more pie, right? The idea that, oh, now that they saved us once, so we don't have to worry about what we do because, hey, Scorpio can pull it off again, right? Patting you on the back. It's a very almost backhanded, condescending remark from your angle because you know the amount of effort that people didn't see behind the scenes. So the question now that everything's presenting itself again, will you stay or will you do the right thing for you? Something for you to sit with. Future orientation, show us the cards that we need to see, please. What is held in the future orientation for the Scorpio collective? That flew out. Page of Cups. Okay. So value is found in the little things. It's not totally and absolutely negative just because I can call a spade a spade. I like that for you. Because again, I don't even think that you like to sit with this feeling of, the extortion of all your capabilities, but it doesn't have to be bad just because we came to a brutal truth. Right, I don't want you to take that out on yourself. We already wrestle with a lot as is. Show us the cards we need to see, please, for Scorpio in this read. Define the future orientation for Scorpio in this career read today. Seven of Cups. How possibility is laid out in front of you. In what way? Four of Cups. Mm. Still stuck with a very similar vibe, but let's see the underneath. I'll come back to this. Underneath it all, Justice, the card of Libra. Okay, so yeah, that makes a lot more sense, but we'll talk about your future first. In the future orientation of how things are going right now, just the trajectory as it stands, Scorpio, I'm looking at somebody, these are all, the home element of water, all cups, and therefore your home domain. You're trying to be grateful for the little things. That Page of Cups came out right here. Maybe it's a change in my perspective or attitude. From my perspective as your tarot card reader, I would say not necessarily, but you are trying to have, a principle of gratitude here. Simultaneously, more cups show, the more that you become basically PO'd or pissed off at your job. Whatever station it is, whatever partnership, whatever agreement, the more that this dynamic does not change, it only pushes you further to look for something else. So again, we're still in a modality where we're kind of blaming ourselves of, I should be able to stick this through. I know that these people need me. The project wouldn't get done without me. Let me turn off the heater. Give me 1 second. There we go. Tarot card readers are people too. But no matter how much you say that you need me, the dynamics here are not changing, right? I know enough. I've had enough internal combative feelings about this, because while I do like whatever I do here, we constantly end up in this crisis mode or this situation where we need to dig ourselves out. And it only pushes me further to realize that maybe good possibility for me does not involve anything here. Justice, the card of Libra, representing and balancing the scales, equity, and sometimes legality. Yeah, I can see why you're questioning leaving. It's only pushing you further and further in that direction. Have you made a decision about it just yet? Not really, but the lesson has been very much presented to you in a nice and neat package by now. I will say that, Scorpio. Now, with Justice, okay, what does separation and equity look like? Right? This is the true question that's going on right now. It's not, is this right? No, it's not right. Otherwise, you wouldn't be battling things right now. Across all the time orientations, we had this feeling of, yeah, things probably shouldn't be going in this direction. And it's almost as if you feel bad for having these feelings rather than actually trying to experience them. Because if you experience them fully, it will lead to the conclusion that you're naturally being drawn to, which is, I gotta leave. Like, this is not good for me just to stay here, suck it up and deal with it. Again, the only reward for the pie eating contest was more pie. I only got more work because I was good in my job. Okay, got it. Cards of connection, we will connect with energy, please. The bridge gap between all time-based orientations for Scorpio in this career reading. We will first look at the area that is held between the past and the present, the what was and the what is. So that's the card that we need to see, please, for Scorpio in this reading today. So between a past where we were debating if we were being ungrateful or not, and the present that shows, no, we were probably right the first time. Nine of Swords, nightmares and anxieties. You knew that this would happen again. This is why I'm saying you're just internalizing a Scorpio. It has nowhere to go. So you're taking it as a fault of self rather than something that should be fundamentally changed. Also, Ace of Wands, the spirit burns bright. Why? Six of Pentacles that you can push through. Again, I think that is a practical method. I do not think that is a method that you truly wanted, right? The Ace of Wands represents the energy that comes from within, our spirit burning bright. Hey, we could do it if we just try. Now next to that Six of Pentacles, no, I just need to be diligent. We could work through this problem and we won't be here again. And in the present, we're right back where we started, right? Whatever the problem this was, because again, this was not you, even though you were encouraged to, at the end of the day, kind of see it as yourself being the problem. Here, we're right back in a very similar situation because the functional aspects of the job or the problems that were quote unquote eliminated, they never really got changed, right? There was a band-aid on a much bigger problem, but that didn't fix the problem. And therefore that's why in the present, now that it's popping up again, very similar situation, maybe in a different package, but at the core of the matter, it still comes from the same root. Now we're led to ask, okay, you want to internalize this again, or are we going to start having real conversations? Got it. Between the present and future orientation, show the cards we need to see, please, for Scorpio in this read. Between the what is and the what if. Show us what is held between the Scorpio and this career read today. That's a break. Why are we breaking? Could just be bad shuffling, but if it breaks a little too much, I'll ask the first thing that comes to mind. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. The bridging gap that's held between. Oh, that's very nice, but unless it's the table, can't take. And you just saw earlier what it looks like when the card flies out. King of Wands. Okay, so now we're coming firmer towards decision making. Here, wanting to embrace doing what is right. However, have we made a decision about what that looks like just yet? Right? So we curbed our enthusiasm, right? We had a moment where we just had to have a change of outlook and perspective. But what does that truly mean? Temperance, the card Sagittarius. If we can't see the answer right now, then we're trying to say, hey, maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on everybody. Hey, it could be different. Let me let time work its magic. The thing about this is, and the reason why I'm having hesitation with that, Scorpio, is that you've already established what the problem is. Time is not going to fix that problem. Action is. Time only it takes us along that train of that journey in our individual train car. Doesn't mean that the cars can't separate. That doesn't mean that there aren't other variables that can impact that. It just means that that train, that railroad, it's set for its destination. Could it get you to where, quote unquote, you want to be to feel ultimately better about the situation? Yes, but that's asking the universe to make a decision for you that you've already come to a conclusion about. And now it comes at a price, which is time. Page of Cups. So we look at the happiness of the little things. Again, we're settling. This is settling energy. I do not like this for you because, again, we're trying to be Mr. Optimistic in a situation where it does not really call for that. None of what has been shown so far merits the idea that you need to be grateful for, like, essentially doing other people's jobs for them. Underneath it all, Hermit, the card of Virgo. Okay. Now I see what's going on. The Hermit, whereas Temperance was the external factors and basically the flow of the universe that gets us to more ideal spaces where we want to be, the Hermit is trusting our own intuition, trusting our wisdom, remembering our tools in our toolkit, going back, reading the scrolls and the scriptures of the wisdom that was held even before. The answers is about trusting your voice, and trusting your voice here means raising conflict. You're not there yet. And I can very much clearly see that. I don't know how long this has been going on, Scorpio, but you being everybody else's safety net, who is yours? That's the nicest way I'm going to put it. If you are everybody else's safety net, who is yours? Just consider that for a moment. The final image arcana strewn across the table when the Scorpios read today, we will now look towards the Devil, the card of Capricorn. Interesting. What is the logic behind the Devil here? Define this card as we move forward. Or the Devil in this read? Nine of Swords, anxieties, nightmares, and fears. And they didn't change, they just changed form. Yeah. This is why I'm saying you internalized all of it. It didn't go anywhere. And so the hope, I guess, that we ultimately came to was that, oh, you guys said you value my labor. Thank you. Yeah, we got out of whatever pit we were in, we were able to pull it off. You were able to pull it off. They were able to benefit. Big difference. Okay. To judgment, Hierophant, the card of Taurus. We will either listen to the signs around us or the universe will show us bit by bit what the actual lesson is. Ah, you already come to the conclusion, Scorpio. The Hierophant, you've seen all the signs around you. Look through your emails. Look through your scheduling. Look who called out again. Look at all the signs that are being shown around you about how people feel. Not just being the most optimistic person and trying to give people the benefit of the doubt here. There was one more. Temperance. What is the rule of temperance here? The Ace of Wands. Okay, so you're trying to uplift yourself and let time show you the right answers. Here's the thing. Don't just rely on time here. You've already come to a good conclusion, right? It's about embracing it. That's the challenge. We can have a billion good thoughts, but unless we live in that good energy actively, it does nothing for us. So when we say that time will heal all, even this situation, well, what does that mean for you if you don't actually take up that offer or that opportunity? Here being, if you've already spelled out the problem and now the problem comes up again and they're relying on you to save all of them again, because I'm getting this idea again, I'm looking at a Scorpio who is the all-rounder of a team who got themselves into a rut again, or a project is failing again that they're expected you to do the brunt of the work again, like it's just repeating itself multiple times, then what are we left to do? In a crossing pattern, Queen of Swords, from knowledge and experience, what do we call a spade about? Five of Swords, self-sabotage. This ain't about them, it's about you. What are you willing to tolerate? Because if you do this with a smile again, they're going to F up again. Promise you, guarantee it. It's not going anywhere because they haven't dealt with their own things. They just gotten used to you being their safety net. Who is saving you? Resolution? That's tough. That's really tough. Resolution, reveal cards of resolution for Scorpio in this reading. What is held in space of resolution for Scorpio on their journey today? What is held in space of resolution for Scorpio in their journey today? Four of Wands. Nice. So now I see why you wanted to stay. There's so much good feeling, good memory tied to your relationship, to your labor, your employee, whatever that means to you, Scorpio. You had a lot of good experiences here. It doesn't change the reality of where that relationship has gone now, right? A Four of Wands is more of an endearing, intimate partner relationship. Here, because this is a career read, you like the job and you have so many fond memories built working here, meeting people, etc., etc. That also doesn't change the reality that you live in right now. Even good relationships can go sour. Eight of Pentacles, mastery in your own regard. Here, you know the signs. And it's all repeating again. There was no growth. Not so much on your end, but for the idea that other people can save their own butt, why would they do it if you're their safety net? Underneath it all, Two of Pentacles, that things can and will eventually balance out. We're not in the state of accepting the obvious answer in front of us, which is probably to either leave, demand more, demand a higher position, higher salary, whatever that means to you, Scorpio. We're not at that stage yet, but when push comes to shove, the universe is listening to you. Judgment. There's a situation in the present moment that's repeating this entire cycle again. If we want to listen or not, that's up to you, but I don't see you in the current moment accepting the reality of how it's unfolding. If you keep on saving everybody else, then unfortunately that's the role that you've chosen. And we gotta be honest with ourselves about that, okay? What are I seeing in your read? Let's give a quick recap. Save once, yes. Save twice, not. There's a situation where you became an ace on the team, a very quote unquote valuable team member, whatever that's supposed to mean in this case. And the situation has repeated itself despite the amount of work that you did to get people out. They dug themselves back into a hole, expecting you to pull them out again. Maybe a slightly different situation still presents the same exact problem. And so in the future, the further dissatisfaction that you have is going to become overwhelming. That's going to push you somewhere else. Are you at a stage of accepting it yet? Absolutely not. Does that change what's going on right now? No. Both these things are true at once, right? You don't want to leave, but the signs have already pointed that this isn't what it once was. What do we do with the lessons we are given? If they're not taken, we cannot blame what happens thereafter. That's why I see you read today, Scorpio. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, even though the good memories are here, so is the bad present. And maybe that's what we got to work with, okay? I'll see you around.